If you've ever opened social media and seen yet another celebrity breakup and thought, okay, I officially give up. Love is now a myth. Welcome to 2025. Hollywood romance is falling apart faster than my New Year's resolutions. One moment they're soulmates, the next it's we remain good friends. Sure, and I'm secretly Batman. So today, we're digging into why Hollywood's most perfect-looking couples keep calling it quits, and what's actually happening behind the scenes. It feels like every week, a new celebrity breakup is trending, and it's not the chaotic breakups anymore. No furniture flying, no leaked texts, no scandals. Just calm, polished statements about mutual separation, respect, and different life paths. If you've noticed, the couples who looked the most stable from the outside are the ones ending things first. And that makes everyone watching think the same thing. If they can't make it work, what chance do we have? And let's be honest, half of us are suddenly looking at our own relationships like, oh no, are we next? So let's break down what's really going on here, minus the drama and rumors. But the truth is, it's not that love is dying. It's that Hollywood relationships face pressures that most people never have to imagine. These are real, structural, emotional challenges, not just gossip and tabloids. And when we understand those challenges, we also understand something important about our own relationships too. Because believe it or not, what breaks relationships in Hollywood is the same thing that can break them in real life, just magnified to extreme levels. Let's start with time, or the lack of it. Hollywood jobs are not 9-to-5 careers. They're unpredictable, exhausting, and spread across the globe. A movie shoot can place someone on another continent for months, and musicians may be in dozens of cities in a matter of weeks. Before long, the couple isn't sharing a life, they're sharing blurry FaceTime calls and half-awake voice notes. Even Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom, who separated in 2025 after 9 years together, pointed to time apart and demanding schedules rather than conflict. Love needs real, consistent presence. You simply can't build closeness through constant travel and exhaustion. If your only date night is let's call when the Wi-Fi stops lagging, love doesn't stand a chance. Distance doesn't kill love quickly, it kills it quietly. Then there's the issue of image. In Hollywood, a relationship is not just between two people. It's between two people and millions of spectators. When celebrities share a photo together, the internet treats it like a brand announcement. When they stop sharing photos, the internet decides the relationship is collapsing. Publicists craft statements. Streaming services tie relationships to promotional campaigns. Fans create narratives where they decide who the angel is and who the villain is, even when neither is either. At some point, the relationship stops being love and starts being public property. And it's hard to be real when the whole world is in your business. Jessica Alba's divorce filing in February 2025 is a perfect example of how controlled Hollywood relationships become. The filing is real. The separation is real. The public messaging was carefully written to be calm, respectful, and emotionally neutral. That's not deception, that's protection. But when a relationship starts operating like a brand, communication becomes strategic instead of emotional. Partners stop telling the truth because they're afraid of how it will look. And when honesty leaves a relationship, connection leaves with it. You can't build emotional intimacy when every conversation feels like a press conference. Love needs honesty, not approved talking points. Social media makes all of this even worse. It has turned relationships into content. And the moment your relationship becomes content is the moment intimacy begins to fade. For regular people, social media already causes insecurity and pressure to look happy or perfect. But for celebrities, every post is a signal analyzed by fans, tabloids, blind item blogs, and gossip accounts. If they post too much, they're showing off. If they post too little, they're breaking up. If they look tired, they're miserable. If they smile too hard, they're pretending. Every facial expression is a headline waiting to happen. Imagine arguing with your partner and millions of strangers are in the comments deciding who's at fault. That's not love, that's a circus. Imagine arguing with your partner, but before responding, you have to consider how millions of strangers might interpret your tone. Real conversation becomes impossible. Instead of resolving problems, couples perform happiness. And when you're performing happiness, the relationship quietly starves. A relationship cannot survive when it's always on stage. Love needs a backstage. Another major reason Hollywood relationships collapse is the speed of personal growth. Fame accelerates identity changes. When someone becomes more successful, more visible, more in demand, their values, goals, and personality often evolve quickly. Meanwhile, their partner may be changing too, but at a different pace. That doesn't mean either person is wrong. It just means they're no longer aligned in who they're becoming. They didn't fall out of love. They just became different versions of themselves faster than the relationship could adapt. This happens in normal relationships all the time when one person grows and the other doesn't, when life paths shift, when personal priorities change. But in Hollywood, this growth is louder, faster, and harder to slow down. One person might launch a global brand or film 3 projects a year. The other may want a quieter life. Suddenly, they're not walking the same direction anymore. And love cannot survive when 2 people are walking away from each other, even accidentally. Love needs shared direction. You can't walk side by side if you're facing different horizons. Fame also magnifies flaws. Every couple argues and has moments of frustration, but regular couples work things out privately. Celebrity couples argue, and the world reacts. One tired expression becomes a viral video, and one missing ring becomes a trending topic. When small problems get amplified publicly, it becomes harder for the couple to resolve things inside the relationship. Once the public forms a narrative, it becomes a third presence in the room, an unwanted guest you can't remove. And trust me, nothing kills the vibe faster than 12 million people having opinions on your last argument. Privacy is another thing Hollywood couples don't get. Even something as simple as going out to dinner can turn into a headline. A weekend trip can turn into paparazzi photos. Conversations can be overheard, recorded, or leaked. When you never have a private room emotionally or physically, it becomes hard to build trust. Relationships need places where people can speak freely without fear of misinterpretation. Without that safe space, partners start to hold back, and holding back slowly erodes closeness. Love can't grow if it never gets to breathe. Every relationship needs a locked room where the world isn't invited. Finally, there is emotional burnout. Fame looks glamorous, but it is exhausting. Constant schedules, interviews, travel, and pressure to always appear composed leave very little emotional energy left. When someone finally gets home, they may not have the capacity to connect. Relationships need emotional presence, and if both partners are drained, the relationship starts to feel like work instead of comfort. Many breakups in 2025 reflect this tone, not anger or betrayal, just quiet exhaustion between 2 people who still care but no longer have the energy to maintain the relationship. Sometimes, the breakup isn't dramatic. It's simply 2 tired people choosing peace instead of effort. So what can we learn from all of this? The challenges celebrity couples face are the same ones everyone faces, they're just amplified. Regular relationships also struggle when time is limited. Communication becomes guarded, personal growth changes direction, or emotional energy runs low. Hollywood simply shows these issues at a louder scale. If we protect our relationships with time, honesty, privacy, and shared growth, we actually have a better chance than celebrities do, because we don't have millions of people watching. The lesson isn't that love is failing. It's that relationships need intentional effort. Time together, honest communication, privacy, and shared growth are what allow love to stay strong. When those things are missing or constantly pressured from the outside, even real love can struggle. So, the next time a celebrity couple breaks up, remember, the love itself was likely real. The environment around it simply made it hard to maintain. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you see things differently, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which celebrity breakup in 2025 surprised you the most. I'll be reading and replying.